Three?
Mistake number three is where I think this is something that we have to look at ourselves as the mistakes that we've made, and that the final price is presented too quickly. And what I mean by that is that we always are getting when our leads come to us, they are asking three things, and it's typically, well, what's it going to look like from a design standpoint? They want to know if they're building a home, where it's going to be built, so the lot or community, and then finally they want to know how much it's going to cost. So there's a lot of pressure on us to say, tell me how much, and they want to know the price. And we as humans, we're naturally inclined to want to serve our customers. And so oftentimes we will give a price too quickly, or we don't put the asterisk next to it. And I even hear stories right now is like whenever we give people a range, people fixate on that low number of the range. One of the ideas I had is like when you give people a range, give them the high number first. So
Yeah.
if the range is 75 to $100,000, instead of saying 75 to 100, say, well, it could be as much as $100,000. It could be as low as $75,000. It depends on this, and this. So give them the high number first. That's just one idea you can do, but they tend to focus on the first number. But the final price being presented too quickly is normally where we're going against our best practices. We're going against the customer is pushing us to get a price, so we give them the price. Then of course what happens is there's delays,
Yeah.
labor, supply chain delays, and the price goes up, and then we have to go back to them and we have to give them a price. So pricing a new price, excuse me, pricing volatility is killing solid deals. That deal that you had that you're working forward, and all of a sudden they fall out of bed, it's killing solid deals. Now I contend is that most of the time the issue is a price is presented too quickly, and then it increases, causing a lack of trust with the client. So that goes back to, we have to work with people that are willing to be patient and are willing to stay within a range. And when we exceed that range, then that's on us to come back and say, okay, this is why it exceeded. Okay, number one, you changed the scope of the project. You added this, and this to our initial discussion. The second point is, like my client has said, prices went up between 2% and 100% in the last 6 months. That's just the reality of the market. Oh, well, when will the prices go down? I do not know. My crystal ball is broken. But all I could tell you is that if something goes down here, when you think, oh, that's a good thing, like people are folks fixated on lumber futures, they're thinking, I'll wait till the lumber goes down. They're not considering all the other items that are going up that are offsetting that price decrease. So they're really not saving anything by waiting.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the things I learned early on is when people told me they wanted to wait to get a better price, is that I told them is that historically, the only thing that waiting gains you is an erosion of your buying power. Only thing you're gaining by waiting is an erosion of your buying power, which means your dollar tomorrow is always going to buy less than it does today. So it's something that you should learn and talk about with your customers. If a lead, very simply, if a lead can't wait to get the price, then they're the wrong lead. You got to move on. Because you don't have a choice right now. You have to work with people that have some flexibility there. What do you think, Diana?
Yeah, I agree. So, and what you're saying is that, so it's important to notice together what we notice. Like, okay, it seems that the price are going up, and historically, when they go up, they never go down, right? So, if you want to wait, just if you need to remodel your house or build your house, just do it now, because now it's the right moment. So
Well, and ultimately, with the motivation between people building a home or remodeling a home, it's a lifestyle choice.
yeah,
They want to be able to live in their home a certain way. They want it to look and feel a certain way. They want to be able to do specific activities in their home that they cannot do right now. And by delaying, it doesn't get them any closer to establishing that lifestyle that they are after. So people always, they buy emotionally, and then they justify that decision logically. So the logic part comes down to the price. And so you have to help them logically justify moving ahead. And part of that logic is look, it's going to cost more next year. If interest rates go up, guess what? Your buying power goes down. You're going
um,
to be, you're going to be spending more to borrow the same amount of money if you're borrowing money here. So you just have to help them with that logical justification, and that usually comes through numbers, through finance, and through just talking about their buying power.